Welcome back to episode 2 of our Building Green series, where we use eco-friendly guidelines to do amazing Minecraft builds. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is clean, drinkable water. Sound like fun? Then let's get to it. Alrighty, so our original Plains village was this. And while it does in fact have a fair amount of water, it could definitely be better. And what do I mean by that? Well, for starters, we need more access to it. They say reality is relative to the observer, and what that means is that we understand our immediate surroundings, but we don't really see things beyond that. For example, how many people on YouTube today remember life before the internet? Right? This is our reality. This is where we're at. So this is what we know. To put that in perspective, I did a search on written human history, and we've got more than 5,000 years of it. Well, how many of those 5,000 years did we have spell check? My point is that while we have roads and air travel today, for the overwhelming part of history, rivers were how things happened. It's how you move people. It's how you move goods. Waterways were incredibly valuable. So we're going to do this old school style, and we're going to put in 2 rivers that would hypothetically give these villagers equal access to these valuable transportation routes. Now, cutting channels in for rivers is fairly straightforward and easy, but if you're going to hold these rivers in place, you're going to need some help. And that's where trees come in. A river without a tree is like a hot dog without a bun. I mean, technically it works, but where dirt is easily eroded, tree roots are not. Tree roots form a sort of living barrier that actually absorbs water instead of being eroded and carried away. And they can absorb a lot of water too. The USDA published a paper that showed that a typical medium-sized tree can intercept as much as 2,380 gallons of rainfall per year. That's a lot of water, especially for just one tree. But while trees do an amazing job, they're not a one fix for everything. A flash flood can override a tree's capacity to absorb water. It's sort of a trickle versus fast fill sort of thing. And for that reason, we have earth berms. All along this one particular side, we brought the ground level up by 1 block. Keeping the water down below ground level prevents it from running unimpeded during a hypothetical flood. Now, earth berms don't work for everything, so there will be times where you want a different option, and for that, we have tall grass. Tall grass is really kind of neat because it does 2 different things. It slows the water down as the water rolls across it, but at the same time, the roots are generally really interwoven, so it still holds the ground intact. So these 3 things, trees, specifically the tree roots, earth berms, and then tall grass, which you'll find in the lowlands or waterfront lines, they go a long ways towards reducing runoff from floodwaters, IRL, and they can offer a whole new level of immersion for your Minecraft builds. So that's a few of the things that we can do to keep a river from moving or going somewhere we don't want it to. But what about keeping it clean? Is it really that big of a deal? In 1882, in the tiny village of Lausanne, Switzerland, an epidemic of typhoid hit. With this small village being cut off from everywhere, nobody could understand how it just sort of spontaneously happened. Long story short, the spring water in Lausanne was being poisoned by unsanitary practices happening on the other side of the mountain range. It's estimated that harmful bacteria had traveled nearly a mile through rock and dirt in order to poison the wells that were on the other side. Think about that the next time you pour something down the sink. Fortunately for us, trees and tall grass perform a sort of double duty. When a root absorbs water, it will take in the contaminants that are in the water. However, as the water travels up through the plant, in this case a tree, and finally makes it to the leaf where it is expired back into the atmosphere, it's perfectly clean, meaning the contaminant stays in the plant. So in a sense, plants are living filters. And contrary to what you might have heard, more is actually better. Take that, tree huggers. So if you're looking to add an eco-friendly sort of twist to your current Minecraft world, then consider adding a river. Just don't forget the trees or the tall grass. Well, what do you guys think? Was it interesting? Was it different? Did it inspire you? Did it bore you? Hopefully you got something out of this and it moves you to do things not just in a Minecraft world, but in IRL. Remember, reality is relative to the observer. And while this is what we know, in all honesty, what we call normal is an anomaly. So it's important to remember your roots. Did you get the tree pun? Thanks so much for sharing your time with me and allowing me to regale you with my passion for the environment. If you found value in it, then please consider giving me a thumbs up. But better yet, share it with somebody who you know is passionate about the environment. Let's be honest, you don't have to play Minecraft to appreciate the outdoors. Thanks for watching, everybody.